Amandla. Amandla. Ngiyabonga masihlaleni phansi. Yambona uminister sowungena umoya manje. Mangiqale ngokubingelela Aningiboni. Hawu kanjani manje? Abamboni kanjani ngalezi zinto? No, ngiyajabula ke. Ngiyajabula ukuthi benifuna ukubona ubuhle lobu. Ngiyayithi mangihamba kwezinye indawo ngicabanga ukuthi abantu abangiboni ukuthi ngimuhle kanjani. Awu nina la endwete no umuntu omuhle uma nimbona niyambona ngempela. Ngiyajabula impela ukuba lapha. Ngibingelele amakhosi ethu alapha onke njengoba sethuliwe. Bingelele uMinister Kubai, no Deputy Minister Nel, no Deputy Minister Zigalala, okhula lapha. Bengiqala ke ukuzwa ukuthi waqala ena 22 years eyikhansela lapha. Ngiyabona nangendlela akhuluma ngayo ufunde khona lapha. Ukukhuluma ngalendlela nokuwenza umsebenzi ngalendlela asebenza ngayo. Inina lapha basendwete nimenze ukuthi abe ilento yayiyo. Uyasebenza. Uye waba ipremier yethu lapha eKZN and sabonga kakhulu umsebenzi wakhe. So khuphukile manje use national government. Bingelele omeya bethu kakhulu wena meya othi ufuna ni-adopte indwetwe. Kodwa sengi-adopte iKwaZulu Natal yonke. Uma u-adopte iKwaZulu Natal awukwazi ukuthi ingxenye yeKwaZulu Natal izisike ingalo ithi no thatha lengalo yami. Ilento ayifunayo manje. Kodwa si-adopte iKwaZulu Natal yikho nje ngihlala ngiza la eKZN. Njengoba usisi wethu noMagugu washo ukuthi sengifike lapha kwesi4 manje ngifika lapha eKZN ngoba iKZN ibaluleke kakhulu empilweni yeSouth Africa. Nani ke namhlanje ningabantu ababaluleke kakhulu ngoba siqala le project uMinister Mamluku Kubai wayekhuluma ngayo. Iproject ebaluleke kakhulu esibiza ukuthi i-reparations. Ngizoyichaza kahle ngesingesi ngoba izohamba umhlaba wonke, iSouth Africa yonke ngoba kuningi okufanele ukuthi sikulungise okwamoshakala ngalesi sikhathi sembuso ye-apartheid. Futhi nalesi sikhathi sembuso yamangesi namabhunu ayephuma le phandle o Holland o England nalokho ke sizama ukukulungisa. So ngizayichaza ke ngesingesi ngoba kufanele ukuthi abantu bonke bakithi eSouth Africa bazwisise kahle ukuthi iprogram yethu yokuzama ukulungisa okuningi okumoshakele ngaleso sikhathi eyiphi lo program. So for us it is a great honor to be here today, we community yaseNdwedwe, in many ways to witness a milestone in our long journey towards justice and reconciliation. And I should say that this year we have been on a very clear journey of restoring justice and enhancing reconciliation. It is the second time I come to KZN. I came a month ago to KZN on a program of restoring the land rights of those who land was taken away from. The apartheid rulers of our country moved our people away from the places where they stayed. Baba thathela umhlaba. Baba khipha kulezi ndawo bebehlala kuzo. Last month ngiye ngafika lapha bekunemndeni eminingana ebesibuyisela imihlaba laba khishwa khona. Lokho besikwenza, we were doing that to restore justice, to take our people back to the land where they were taken from. We were doing that so that we can heal the wounds of the past. Deputy Minister Andries Nel, in reading the preamble of our Constitution, touched on precisely this issue. Our Constitution is about restoring the rights that were either taken away from our people, rights that were degraded. It is about restoring justice. It is about healing the wounds of the past. So we gave land to a number of communities, and we are going to come back again this year. Khona lapha eKZN siyonikeza abantu bakithi umhlaba lo baphucwa wona ngendlela engasemthethweni. Lokho sizakwenza. Indawo eziningana khona lapha eKZN esizawuya kuzo siyonikeza umhlaba. Ngadlula ke lapho ngaya eNorthern Cape. In Northern Cape, we were going to rebury the San and the Khoi people who were buried and exhumed, and their bodies were taken to Scotland. They were taken to Scotland so that those people in the United Kingdom can study them, can look at their bones, can look at their skulls, and can look at their bodies and do research. And that in many ways degraded their dignity. It stripped them of their humanity. So just this past month again, I went to Northern Cape to go and rebury those people. We went to the UK, to Scotland, and said, we want our people back. We want those San and Khoi to come back home so that they are buried in their homeland. And now they are now buried in their homeland, and we are restoring their dignity. So this is a time when we, as a government, are doing what the Constitution calls us to do, to restore dignity, to restore the respect to our people. So today we are implementing the marking of the implementation of the regulations that allow the victims of apartheid, identified through the TRC, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, to receive housing assistance from the state. Now, this reflects our commitment as a country and as a nation to recognize the healing of the divisions of our past and to honor all those who suffered for justice and freedom in our land. We are marking this milestone almost exactly 30 years ago, after the first public hearing of the TRC, which were held in East London on the 15th of April 1996. Now, the passage of time has not diminished our commitment to justice and reconciliation. Noma sekuphele isikhathi eside, i-30 years yonke, kodwa neminye iminyaka ebeyiphambi ka-1994, noma leso sikhathi sesiphelile, sisazimisele ukuthi silungise konke okwamoshwa empilweni zabantu ngaleso sikhathi. We remain determined to ensure that the work of the TRC is completed. This place occupies a place of profound historical significance. Le ndawo engihlala kuyo iNdwedwe. It has historical significance in our nation. During the 1980s and early 1990s, Indwedwe was one of the areas in KwaZulu-Natal most affected by political violence, udlame. People were forced to flee their homes, njengoba uMinister Kubai sekeshilo. Abantu bakhishwa emakhaya. Izindlu zabantu zachiswa. Kodwa okuhlupha even more ukuthi abantu babulawa khona la ngobuningi babo. Ukhuzeni sengizwile ukuthi waphuma ngefestel esikolweni ebaleka. Kube angabalekanga kube asinaye namhlanje. Awu siyabonga Khuzeni ukuthi uye waphuma ngalelo festel. Wawubonakala ukuthi uhlakaniphile ngaleso sikhathi namanje usahlakaniphile. Mawubona igap uyayithatha leyo gap. Phume ngayo. Angazi ke ukuthi le festel belingakanani. Mhlambe belilincane wangena wafaka inhloko nje. Kodwa siyabonga ukuthi uyasiphilela namhlanje. Abantu izindlu zabo zachiswa, many houses were burnt. And to put it clearly, even in English, our deputy minister, who was the premier of KwaZulu-Natal, had to escape from school running through a window. And that saved his life. Brilliant man that he is, he would not be alive today. And many innocent people, people who were not even involved in any politics, were targeted and they were killed. Njengoba sesizwile kunkosi yethu. Families were rendered homeless and homes were broken and burnt down. And people did not only lose their lives, they also lost their livelihoods. They woke up one morning with a house and everything and their livestock. The next day, they were either killed, their houses were burned, and their livelihoods were destroyed, and they were poor. The effects of the violence lasted for many years, and some still persist to this day. Uma ngenbuka nje ngibona abantu abasase affected ngaloko okwenzeke ngaleso sikhathi. Kuyabonakala ngoba udlame bolula alibulalanga abantu kuphela kodwa luyoletha ukuhlupheka. Kuyekwaletha ubunzima kini nonke. Lokho siyakwazi siyakubona yikho nje uminister nedepartment yakhe bathe kufanele kuyanyanzela ukuthi lokhu kwashiwa iTRC kufanele ukuthi sizokuphetha la. When the TRC was established in 1995 to uncover the atrocities that had been committed under apartheid, survivors from Ndwedwe testified at the hearings. Beza abantu abaphuma la. A number of them were elderly victims who are now in their 80s and 90s. A TRC, Truth and Reconciliation Commission, documented hundreds of cases of arson, of assaults, of killings and forced removals here in Ndwedwe, and formally recognized a number of residents as victims of gross human rights violations. So Lendawo Lena, it stands out as a powerful site of memory and survival, representing rural communities whose suffering often received less public attention, but was no less devastating. As a country, we understand that truth alone is not sufficient to repair the harm that was done. We know that reconciliation cannot be endured without reparations. The provision of reparations is not just an act of goodwill. It is a moral obligation. It is a must, and it is a vital part of restoring people's justice. Even though the democratic state that was inaugurated in 1994 was not responsible for the atrocities that were committed in the name of apartheid, it is up to that democratic state to make a decisive break with the hurt that our people felt in the past. We do this so that we are able to move forward. The final report of the TRC made a number of recommendations to the President on possible measures that could be taken to restore the dignity to victims. And these measures included once-off grants, medical benefits, and other forms of social assistance, the construction of monuments, and other forms of community rehabilitation. The report recommended that the state should give special attention to housing assistance in areas such as Ndwedwe, where violence resulted in mass destruction of property and displacement. The housing assistance regulations that we published in January 2026 flow directly from these recommendations. Now, the regulations set out how housing assistance will be provided to beneficiaries who have been formally identified and verified through the TRC process. The minister outlined precisely how this should work. It should be people who have come forward, who are on the list, who are known. It should not just be a cousin and 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 a cousin of a cousin. No. Abantu abahlupheka lapha bayaziwa. The confirmed beneficiaries are eligible to receive a once-off grant for housing assistance for all the construction of a new home. Loko uminister uyangitshela ukuthi kwenziwe. Abantu balutholile uncedo. wathi kungenile ema-accountini abantu. The cost of the reparations will be borne by the President's Fund that was established in terms of the TRC Act. Now, through these regulations, we are giving effect to our long-standing commitment as government to reparations for victims of apartheid, as well as to our obligations under the Constitution to advance the right to human dignity. Our Constitution places a clear obligation on the state to take reasonable legislative and other measures within available resources to progressively realize everyone's right of access to adequate housing. Our Constitution goes further by placing housing as a fundamental pillar of human dignity, safety, and security. As of the March 2026, the total number of approved listed beneficiaries here in this place stands at 220. The symbolic checks that are being handed over today represent 40 million rand in cumulative assistance being provided to the verified beneficiaries to build a home or to improve their existing homes. To respect their safety and privacy, representatives of traditional leaders will be receiving them on behalf of the beneficiaries today. A total of 114 approved beneficiaries in Ndwedwe will have already been paid out approximately 21 million rand by the President's Fund. This is a nationwide program. Yes, shayani izandla ngoba into enhle le. This is a nationwide program, and to date we have received applications from victims across the country. Government is committed to ensure that this process provides more justice for communities that are still bearing the cost of what happened in our past, and that it provides security to the survivors and their descendants. Now, I'd like to thank the community of Ndwedwe for your patience, as well as our traditional and community leaders who have traveled this journey with us. We know that it has been a long road. There have been many challenges and difficulties, and I acknowledge the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development for the dignified manner in which it has engaged with our communities through the various roadshows, consultations, and public participation processes. Housing is not simply about shelter. It represents stability, dignity, and belonging to a community. As we commence 30 years of our Constitution this year, we affirm that our future is built on remembering our past. Our past we will never forget, but at the same time we will take every step to correct the injustices that were committed, even as they were not committed by the democratic government. United by our Constitution, inspired by one shared destiny, we recommit to complete the work of nation building that was begun in 1994. The South African experience has been adopted for truth commissions in a number of other countries. abanye abantu kwamanye amazwe baye babona le TRC process yethu bayithanda kakhulu bathi sifuna ukuza la eSouth Africa sizofunda ukuthi iTRC nisebenze kanjani na. Amazwe angaphandle kweAfrika, kuLatin America, kuAsia, kuEurope, nakwamanye amazwe bayayeza bonke bathi nina la eSouth Africa you've done something that we have never seen in other countries and we want to come and learn. So the work that we did through the Truth and Reconciliation Commission is something that stands out and positions our country in the world very, very positively. And that is why our government is taking steps to ensure that what the TRC recommended is now implemented. What the TRC said should be done is being done. It's been a bit late, but we are doing it, restoring the dignity and respect to those who suffered under apartheid, and to ensure that we seek to rebuild their livelihoods to the extent that it is affordable to the democratic government. The emphasis of the TRC on narrative truth, restorative justice, and public participation shaped international thinking on how societies confront and manage political transitions. Our efforts align with the objectives of the African Union's Decade of Reparations, which is calling on African states and the international community to complete the work of restoration that political liberation movements began. This has been further reinforced by the United Nations General Assembly's landmark resolution of the 25th of March 2026, just a few weeks ago, that declared that the transatlantic trafficking and racialized enslavement of Africans was the gravest crime against humanity. Nizawukhumbula ke ukuthi le United Nations yathi ngabo-1973 i-apartheid is a crime against humanity. Abaholi bethu obaba u-O.R. Tambo, obaba uMakhathini baya e-United Nations, inkundla yamazwe wonke le eNew York, bafika bathula indaba yonke ye-apartheid, bathi sifuna ukuthi umhlaba wonke udeclare ukuthi apartheid crime against humanity. I-United Nations yayivuma. So i-apartheid uma silwa umzabalazo besilwa kule point yokuthi it's a crime against humanity. 2 weeks ago, leyo United Nations iphinde futhi yathi ubukhoba lobu bebukhona, slavery, is a crime against humanity. Kodwa ayigcinanga lapho, thina sithi ke nayo United Nations ithile yathi, furthermore, it affirmed the role of reparations as a necessary step towards remedying historical injustice. Yathi kufanele ukuthi kube ne-reparations, ukuthi labo abahlupheka kube naloko abazokuthola ukuthi kube nokuthula emphakathini. This resolution echoes the TRC's central premise that truth must lead to justice and that justice must include material repair if reconciliation is to be meaningful. Nathi sithi ukuthi le reconciliation esikhuluma ngayo, that it should mean anything to our people. It must not just be words. It must not just be words on paper. Abantu, they must have a sense ukuthi yes, reconciliation is about repairing their lives and their livelihoods. Now, the handover of these symbolic checks today affirms our belief that reconciliation and reparations must be concrete and tangible, and people must see that an attempt is being made to enhance reconciliation as well as nation building. As we celebrate 30 years of the Constitution, we are reminded that political liberation was never the final destination. It was the beginning of a longer journey towards social justice. The task of building a truly united, just, and equal society continues. It was never a one-day process. It is a long, lifelong process. We will not rest until all our people can live in peace, in security, and in comfort. Bantu bakithi kuningi ekufanele ukuthi kulungiswe kulomhlaba wakithi njengoba sesizwile. Umsebenzi kahulumeni usemningi, kodwa nomsebenzi weinkokheli zethu usemningi. Nathi abantu bomphakathi, nathi sinawo umsebenzi omningi ukuthi silungise okuningi okuye kwamoshwa ngalaba bebephethe lomhlaba. Ngoba uma siloku siya phambili sibuyisela umhlaba ezandleni zabantu, nalabo bantu bafana ukuthi bawuthathe umhlaba bawusebenze. Uma sinika abantu izimfanelo zabo njenga namhlanje, bafanele ukuthi lokho abanikwa khona basebenze kahle, bakuphathe kahle, ukuthi sisonke singumphakathi wala eSouth Africa sikwazi ukuqhubekela phambili. Our journey is still a long journey. Ingaloko ubaba uMandela wabhala le yancwadi wathi A Long Walk to Freedom. Washo futhi wathi ngiyabona ukuthi no inkululeko yethu siyitholile, kodwa kusase nezintaba eziningana engifanele ukuthi ngikhuphuke kuzo ngoba uhambo lwami luselude. Uhambo lwethu njengabantu bala eSouth Africa luselude. Manje sithanda ukubonga abantu bala eNdwedwe ukuthi niyena bekezela. Kuthathe iminyaka niyena bekezela, siyabonga ukuthi ngempela niyena bekezela. Ngithanda ukunibonga ngenishayela izandla ngithi ngiyabonga ukuthi niyena bekezela. Ngalawo mazwi ngithanda ukubonga ukuthi nisamukele ngalendlela. Umeya uthi no uyajabula ukuthi uyangamukela la. Mina ngibonga nina, yena uzibeka phambili. Uzibeka phambili uthi uyangamukela, mina ngithi ngamukelwe yini ningumphakathi. Ngiyajabula ke ukwamukelwa yini into enkulu kakhulu la kimi. Hayi ukuthi yena ukungamukela kusiyona into enkulu. Kodwa ngithi angazibeki phambili, abeke nina phambili yini eningamukela. Ngiyabonga.
Siyabonga Mongameli, siyabonga. Siyabonga Mongameli, siyabonga. Halala President Ramaphosa, halala.